Hey, it's Lola and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about starting DBT and what to expect from it. So I started DBT last year. I was with my community mental health team, which I still am open to, and they referred me at the beginning of last year, and I started pre-treatment for DBT. So I just want to talk about a few things in this video about what to expect, and I also just want to encourage anyone who is dubious of starting DBT or doesn't think that they will get better or they don't think it'll work. I promise you, I promise it does. I never thought I would be saying this. I never thought I would be recovering or getting better. So yeah, if you have the opportunity to be referred to DBT, please take it and give it a chance, because honestly it can change your life. I mean, it's changing my life and I never thought I would be saying this, so yeah. So for anyone who doesn't know, DBT stands for Dialectical Behavioural Therapy. It's commonly known as a treatment for people like me who have BPD, which is borderline personality disorder, or depression, anxiety and other mental health other mental illnesses. It basically helps you learn how to cope with your emotions better and actually gives you more helpful skills to deal with your emotions instead of unhelpful skills and unhelpful behaviours, which I have struggled with all my life. These are things that I use on the daily, which I find really helpful. So yeah, I was referred from my community mental health team last year by my last support worker. I was offered DBT a few years ago, and for one reason or another it just didn't happen. Community mental health team actually put it down to the fact that they didn't think that I was working with them, which anyone who knows me knows that I try my best. I always try my best. I always tried my best with the team, but sometimes it just wasn't up to their level of what they needed, which I disagree with. I was unwell at the time and I didn't know how to communicate properly, and it probably came across as though that I wasn't working with them. So yeah, I apparently wasn't ready, but they thought I was ready this time around, so they referred me, and then I was put through 2 months of pre-treatment with my therapist, who is absolutely amazing, by the way. She really is amazing. She prepared me for that. I was in 2 months of pre-treatment and she told me everything that was going to happen, what to prepare myself for. I disagree with the fact that they said that I wasn't ready and I wasn't working with them enough, but I also agree to the fact that I maybe wasn't ready for DBT. So yeah, you were given an agreement that you have to sign. I was given a DBT folder, which I am going to show you actually. It basically has the handouts of the DBT work and the worksheets, which it's a big folder. It's a really big folder. It has a lot in it. So yeah, it's a big folder. It has a lot in it. I think it depends on if you do a 6-month program or a 12-month program. I'm currently under the 12-month program. So there are 4 modules of DBT, which are interpersonal effectiveness, mindfulness, emotion regulation and distress tolerance. You'll cover all 4 modules throughout the course or the program, whichever you'd like to call it. You have 3 hours of therapy a week, 1 hour of a one-to-one session with your therapist, and then you have the 2 hours of group therapy, which, if you're watching this now, you're probably thinking, there is no way that I am going to be able to sit through 3 hours of therapy a week. I was exactly the same. I didn't think that I would be able to cope with it. When we go into a group therapy session, I have it in the morning. So when we first go on, we have a mindfulness practice for 5-10 minutes. I think it's 5 minutes for the mindfulness practice, and then we feedback about what we've done, what we've experienced, how we found it. Again, if you have never done DBT before and you roll your eyes at mindfulness because you were always taught mindfulness was meditation, and yeah, I feel you, I get you, I know where you're coming from. I had that fear. I think for the first 3 weeks, every time I started the mindfulness at the beginning would freak me out. I'd get so anxious because I'd have to talk in front of everyone, and I would get into like judgmental type of thoughts where I'd be like, oh my god, I'm gonna look stupid, everyone's gonna have better ideas, everyone's gonna do the practice better than me. Everyone in that group is, I promise you, everyone in your group is probably thinking the exact same things that you are. No one's there to judge you. Everyone's there to learn. Everyone's there to get skills to get better. No one is going to judge you at all. That's what I wish I'd known at the beginning of the group. So we do the mindfulness practice, and then from the week before of the homework, we do the homework feedback, and then we have a break after the hour, and then we go into the teaching of the new skills that we learn. As I'm in the middle of this video, I also just want to talk about preparation of going into the group in the morning or the afternoon, whenever your group is. I wasn't prepared on my first day. I didn't even have a pen near me, which obviously I was told to be prepared, but my pen had fell on the floor and rolled, and so I didn't have a pen near. I really wasn't prepared. So I would advise anyone who's going into the group to make sure that you have everything you need, even if it's the night before. So I also advise, and I think they will advise you as well, to go into your group with a notebook and a pen or a pencil, just something that you can write in and something that you can write with. I personally have 2 notebooks. I have one for my one-to-one and I have one for my group therapy. So when they do the teaching of the skills, this is where the folder comes into play. It has the handouts of the skills that we learn in the group, and that's why it's needed. So before I started therapy, I actually bought the DBT skills book. I think I bought this probably 3 years before I started DBT. I decided to buy this, and that is the lady who created DBT. When I go into group, I make sure I know what handouts we're going to be learning, and I find them in here. And the reason I find them in here is because it's easier to flick through. I know exactly where I'm going now, and I just find it easier to navigate through than the folder. Also, because I've been in therapy for, I'd say, 9 to 10 months now, some of the worksheets from the modules I've already done. So when I go through the folder, I realise that I don't have them in there. That's another bonus of having this. It's not necessary, you don't need it, because they give you the worksheets, and I'm pretty sure, in fact I know, if you go online you can find a PDF of this and print them off yourself. And then in the group, we're just asked what skill we learnt this week. A lot of the time, some of the time I've noticed that some people just say the one, like they ask, and then the more you're in the group, I think the more skills that you learn and the more skills you actually use throughout the week. The one skill that you use this week, and I did say a few of them, because you can't, I feel like I can't just pick one, because I use the skills so much now. I feel like I can't just pick the one. I feel like it wouldn't be fair on the other ones, because I work so hard, and being in a group so much and seeing new people come in and watching them learn the skills and seeing how they started from the beginning and see how they progress as well, it's so heartwarming. It really is, to see other people's lives being changed, because these skills really change your life. And I'm not just saying that. I lived in that state of, I'm never going to get better, I'm always going to have these thoughts, I'm always going to feel this, I'm always going to feel that, I'm never going to be able to live my life. And alright, okay, so 9 months, I still have a long way to go, but I have done so well, and from where I started, I don't know if you're coming from this video just because of the title of DBT and you don't know me and you don't know my story, you don't know my journey. I had this channel for years and I would post so much when my mental health was at its lowest. I have actually privated most of the videos because I don't feel comfortable having them up now. There are a couple that I've just picked out to post publicly, but I wanted a fresh start. But it's nice to be able to look at those videos back from myself and see how far I've come. And I would watch videos like this. And think, that's not going to be me. I don't know why I'm watching this. I'm not going to change. Nothing's going to change for me. Now I'm that person that I watched a few years ago. It's amazing. I'm not recovered. I still have struggles. I'm agoraphobic. I struggle with agoraphobia so much. Being housebound was a big thing for me. I'm still, at the minute, I am still housebound. I never used to be able to communicate to the people that I love, to my friends, to my family, to my fiance. My emotions were from one emotion to the other in seconds. I feel that my moods don't fluctuate from like one extreme to another anymore. I use the skills so much that it works. But yeah, I think I've covered pretty much everything I wanted to talk about in this video. All that is left to say really is that if you're given the opportunity, or if someone has said DBT is the best treatment therapy for you, please, honestly, give it a go, give it a chance, because I didn't think I would be sat here nearly a year on, actually saying that these skills work for me. And they do. And I promise you that if you give them a chance, these skills will work for you. I'm not sitting here saying that I'm perfect and I didn't have any problems through DBT. I had loads. I would not turn up for the first half because I would be scared to talk, I would be scared to feedback, I'd be scared to participate. I'm not scared or anxious to, well, I'm not scared to participate now. I'm not scared to have a voice. I put my hand up sometimes like I'm at school, as if to say, yeah, I know this, I feel comfortable to talk about this. And I think as well, when you speak up in a group and you say your experience, or you say what's on your mind, it can actually help other people in the group. Because I've been sat there when people have spoken, I'm like, yeah, I relate to that. I can really relate to that. And it can be really helpful. You learn off each other, and it's a very supportive therapy. Honestly, it's not easy by any means. It's really intense, it's really difficult, but I promise you, if you keep going, if you keep learning the skills and practicing them and participating in the group, honestly, your life will change. It doesn't change overnight. Mine hasn't changed overnight. I have a lot to go. I have a long way to go still. But things change, and things will start changing in your life for the better. I promise you that. Just please give it a chance if you have the opportunity. Honestly. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'm going to stop recording my awkward stuff now and just go.